Okay, hello everyone, welcome back. In our previous class, we discussed about the if statement and the switch statement. Remember, we are still on the control flow. And we discussed last time, we talked about the if statement and the switch statement. I believe by now you can actually write some if statements, program, and switch statement. So right in this class, I want us to discuss about the enumerated types. Okay, I want us to discuss about the enumerated types and also switching on enumerated types. Okay, now few things to discuss here. It is very simple to understand, and if you do not understand, if you get confused, I'm always available. Chat me up and I would get to you. Okay, now I want us to discuss about the enumerated type. I don't know how best to explain this enumerated type, but I will try my best to do that. Enumerated types, when you use them is when you have, okay, let's say, we have 7 days in the week. We have Monday, Tuesday through Sunday, all right? You cannot have 8 days in a week, and you cannot have another 10 outside of these 7 names. So that is when you use a enumerated type. Now, you can also use a enumerated type when you want the user, you don't want the user to give you any option. You want to have some options, but you don't want the user to just put in anything they want. You just want to have your own options and the users can select from your options. Now, let's say because we'll be developing ATM machine application. Now we'll be dealing with user account types. We have current, we have savings, we have other account types. You wouldn't expect a user to put in another type that is not inside that type. So this is where you use enumerated type. So how do you use this? Now, I will give you a few examples like this. Enumerated types, you cannot declare them inside functions. They must be on their own. They are big boys. Okay, they must be on their own, just like classes and other. We'll talk about classes later, but enumerated type has big respect when it comes to a programming language. So you don't put them inside of a function. So how do you do this? All right, this is how you do it. Okay, enum, you give it a name. Let's say account. Let's say account type. Okay, and you do it this way. Now it's telling me an enum must declare at least one constant name. Okay, so now what types of account? We have savings, right? You put comma. We have current. You put comma. What other type do we have? Okay, let me say credit. Okay, and I think I will have to stop here. Now we have created an enumerated type. How do you create an enumerated type? You start with the enum, E-N-U-M keyword, and now you give it a name. All right, remember, you can also say this is a variable. All right, so we are creating a special type of variable and the name is account type. So if I want to access this account type in any of my functions, I can do this. I can say, I can declare a variable of type, account type. I can say constant, the type is account type. This is valid type. The type is account type, and the name of this variable is, I can just say savings. And I would give it account type. So this is how you do it. Okay, we used to say int double string. Here, the type is account type. So this is a valid, you have created your own data type. Congratulations. Later, we'll be talking about classes. You see how you can also create your own type with class. So right now, you've created your own type and the type is account type. Okay, if you hover over this, you can see that this savings is of type account type. And it can never have any other value that is not of savings, current, or credit. Okay, so if I print, there are two things I want you to understand about enumerated types. This savings now this variable savings is an enumerated type. So it has value and it has index. So let me print the value so that you can understand. The value, I can say savings dot value. Okay, I'm supposed to get dot. It is supposed to. Okay, savings dot name. Okay, it's if I print this, I would have the name, which is savings. Okay, I will have the name, which is savings. Okay. Okay, you see, we printed the name of this savings type, okay, and it gave us savings. You can also print the value, okay. How do you print the value? Just print savings, just like this. It will give you the value, and the value will be account type dot savings. Okay, there are scenarios where you will need this, so that's why I'm bringing it to your notice. Okay, you can also look for the index. Okay, you can also look for the index, and when you print, the index of this savings will be 0. Now look at it. Let's go to the declaration where we declare this account type. Savings here is the first one. Now, and when we talk about index in programming languages, they all start with 0. So the index of savings here is 0, current will be 1, credit will be 2. So 0, 1, 2. It's not 1, 2, 3. It is 0, 1, 2. Okay. So I mentioned about, first of all, the value of this particular savings. Okay. The value is account type dot savings. The name is, in case you want the name when you're using it in your program, the name will be savings. You can also look for the index, and the index would be 0. The index is the position in the declaration. Okay, so if I run this, the index will be 0. Okay, I hope that is clear. So another thing I also want to talk about is when you're creating your enums, okay, the name you give, please make sure when you're creating your enums here, right, make sure that it starts with a capital letter. Nobody is going to force you, but just make sure it starts with a capital letter. Okay, make sure it starts with the capital letter. But when you're when you're inside here and you're giving the values, okay, let them be lowercase camel. Let them be lower camel case, okay? Let them be camel case. You remember the camel casing, okay? All right, let them be camel case, okay? So I can also give another, I can also create another enum. I'll create enum, I'll call it days of the week. Days of the week. And I will say Monday. I will say Monday. I will say Tuesday. I will say Wednesday. Sorry. I'll say Wednesday. I'll say Thursday. I'll say Friday. I'll say Saturday. And I will say Sunday. I have created another enum called days of the week. So if I want to create variables on this particular type, I will just come here and I'll create a constant and I'll call it days of the week. Days of the week. And I say Monday. Okay. I can give it any variable name, and I'll say days of the week. And what I want is Monday. Do you understand? Okay. Now, if you don't understand, just go through it again and again. Okay. Just now, the thing is that very soon we'll start using these things, and you understand better when we start. The one thing with programming is that you understand more, or you understand better when you start practicing. Okay, you understand better when you start practicing. Okay, so I can also do the same thing. I will just print the way I printed the savings. I can just print this particular Monday variable. Okay, I can just do that. Okay, now that is it. Now, but let's say we want to switch on. Let's say we are asking our student, which day would you want to have your class? And of course, you wouldn't want the student to enter anything at all that is not between Monday to Sunday. You wouldn't want that, okay? And even if, okay, I think I have a good example here. Now, we don't have classes on Saturdays and Sundays. We can just say days of, I can just get another enum because I want to exclude Saturday and Sunday because we wouldn't have classes on Saturday and Sunday. So I can just give another enum. I think you understand this thing better here. Okay. Now I want constant options. I don't want users to give me their option. I want users to follow my own options. So right here, I want to say days of, let me call it days of class, days of classes, okay? And I don't want to include Saturday and Sunday. You can see the difference here. Days of the week are included Saturday and Sunday, but in the days of classes enum, I just want Monday through Friday. I don't want any other thing. I can also say my days of classes, Wednesday is not included. I will just remove this. Do you understand? I just have 4 options. I can just say I don't want to include Friday. And this is like my options. Friday will not be available. Wednesday will not be available. Saturday and Sunday will not be available. I hope you understand this. Okay. So we can also switch, just like we also switched on other ones. We can also switch. So let us switch on this savings variable that we have created. Let's say we now ask the user, which day would you want, what type of account would you want to open? And the user gave us savings, okay? So we are trying to now, we want to switch on the user's input, what the user gave us. So we are switching on these savings. All right, we want to check. Okay, sorry, this is, I wouldn't want to discuss this because it might confuse you more, but the thing is this, it's telling us that the account type is not exhaustively matched. So what it means is that we have to match all the account type. So that means we have to provide all the cases for the account type. So we say case when account type, we are saying account type dot savings. In case the account, this savings, the type is account type dot savings, we want to print, sorry, let me bring my curly braces, please. We want to print your account type. Your account type is savings. And remember to always break when you're inside a case statement. So I'm going to do this for the 3 types that we have so that compiler will not complain again. So I will say savings, this is current instead of savings. And I will say, yeah, credit. Okay, so look at it now. I am trying to match all the possible account type, because we are checking. This user gave us something. We don't know which type. Is it savings account? Is it current account? Is it credit account? So the best way to check is we are switching on this. So we are switching on this input, the user, the variable here, savings. So if I run this now, you can guess what it is, because we have it is savings, so you can guess. The answer is your current account is savings. Your account type is savings. If I change this thing to current, if I change it to current, all right, it will go down to the current. Your account type is current. If I change it to credit, all right, it will the case of credit will run. Now, let me show you something. If I try to assign this thing to anything at all, you will see the error I'm going to have. Remember, that is a very strong type language. We can see it's saying that a value of type string can't be assigned to a variable of type account type. This is our savings. The data type here is account type. You cannot assign savings to it. So this is what it's trying to say. So it must be this particular type. So in case the user now enters something that is not inside of our options, inside of our enumerated type, it won't work. Okay, so don't get confused. In case you do not understand well, don't get confused. When we start practicing, especially make sure that you are available when we start developing the ATM machine. You see some of these things come up and you see how to use them. The key here is practice, practice, practice. You must practice. You must practice. You must. Okay, you must practice. So thank you very much. In the next class, we'll be talking about loops. Okay, we'll be talking about loops. So here we end it. In case you get confused, my WhatsApp number will be available in the description. Chat me up and I will help you out. And in case you want mentorship, you want somebody to actually mentor and guide you through this journey of software development, and basically I will be guiding you through. I will teach you how to develop console applications. I will teach you how to develop web applications, Android applications, iOS and desktop applications with Dart, Flutter, and Firebase. So if you're ready for it, you can put in 2 to 4 hours every day consistently for the next 6 months. Chat me up and we'll talk. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next class. Have a great day.